Pokemon burst onto the scene with the release of Pocket Monsters Red and Green in Japan on February 27th, 1996. And then in the preceding years it went on to conquer the rest of the world with the help of a trading card game and an incredibly questionable anime. And as with any great success, there was a bunch of pretenders rising up to take the champ's crown. Sure, there was the more high profile ones like Digimon and Monster Rancher, but at the very least those two franchises had their own identity with games that weren't that similar to Pokemon at all. But the game series we're going to be talking about today, Keitai Denjuu Telefang, is a bit more blatant with its homework copying. I mean, for God's sake, the first game we're going to be talking about has two versions. One's red and one's blue. They could have at least picked different bloody colours. Anyway, let's get on with it. Keitai Denjuu Telefang Power version starts off with this cutscene where a boy is being confronted by a demon. So he phones up, and I assure you, you're not ready for this, a fucking kawaii tyrannid. I did not realise this game was set in the 41st millennium. Oh shit, a shark demon. I better call my tyrannid warrior. Once I stopped laugh crying, I started the game, and I was confronted with a screen where we're told to enter the time, and then we have to enter our name. And this game is based around flip phones if you hadn't noticed yet, so we have to enter our name with the old number pad letters layout like you would on an old school mobile phone. God, this game brings me back to my youth. I'd always bust out my 3310 to play Snake on when the Germans were bombing London.
Man, 1910 times were scary.
This right here is so early 2000s that it's alright partner, you know what time it is, keep on rolling babying its way to Blockbuster to rent in Matrix on VHS for the 16th bloody time! Wait, what was I talking about?
What? Check! Who are you? Look at that demo! Look at that demo! Look at that demo!
Oh yeah, Televangelist or whatever this piece of shit's called. We first see Matsukiyo, a side character who's staring at a tree giving us more exposition than you can shake a rhythm stick at. Let me give you the gist of it.
Magic tree leads to demon world, oh wow whoa whoa.
And old Matty's Plato-like pontificating is cut short by a baseball that nearly caves his stupid head in. And we then join our protagonist who comes across another side character called Mio. And our protagonist thinks she'd be pretty damn cute if she shut her damn mouth. Well, aren't you just a regular little Teddy Bundy? Or a nice little Charlie Manson?
Why do they come to me to die? Why do they come to me to die?
Okay.
And after this we meet up with Matty and we tell him that we were the ones that nearly killed him with a baseball. And then we nonchalantly head into the world of demons.
So long, Bowser!
What the man?
And we are now in the magical Denjuu land. And we know this because according to old Matty, we have 4 bars of signal. And you can only have 4 bars of signal in the demon world.
There's 4 bars. Is this it? Is this the demon world?
Destroy the child. Corrupt them all.
And then a magical talking turtle shows up to help us out. Some seriously stoned Japanese man made this game, didn't he? Oh look, it's a sand slash. I didn't know they had those in the Denjuu world. And the turtle gives us the task of awakening the town's water carrier, who's always dozing off and doing a crap job. You should probably just fire him and get someone else to do it.
You're fired.
But I guess we should do it so we can enslave this creature. Seems like a fair trade to me. And this little kawaii tyrannid's name is Crypto. Crypto-fascist.
Stop saying everything's crypto-fascist.
See, I could have gone down the cryptocurrency route with that bit, but I went for the big brain Red Dwarf reference instead. And finally our Telefang adventure begins. Wow, this game has a run button. This is the Pokemon beta. Oh look, this game has the grass like the Pokemon. But you still get encounters when you're not in the grass, so they definitely put the grass in to look like Pokemon aesthetically. Okay, this takes the cake right here. You can buy a gun in this game. Game Freak, what are you doing? We need a pistol in the next Pokemon game so we can go gun down the Pokemon like it was fucking Duck Hunt or something. Natsume, our little kings.
That's the bottom line, 'cause Stone Cold said so.
And the battles in Telefang work like this. When you get an encounter, you get the choice of what monsters you want to join you in combat, and the max amount of monsters that can join you is free. And because you've ranged them to join you in combat, it takes a set amount of time for the monsters to arrive. And you can tell how long they'll take by looking at this little timer down here, and I have no idea what affects how long it will take them to get into combat. And I don't care to find out. And the meat of the combat is basically a shittier Pokemon that works like a tag team wrestling match with you and your opponents
Telefang
randomly tagging in and out. And this really makes it feel like you have bugger all control on what's happening, and this kind of saps all the fun out of the combat. It feels like a video game version of Rock'em and Sock'em Robots. There are typing matchups in this game, but they're not exactly as intuitive as Pokemon, and I can't be bothered to learn it because
I'm kind of retarded.
the Telefang do evolve, but half the time they just look like slightly bigger versions of the base forms, which doesn't exactly make it that exciting. You can sort of side evolve them with items, but they still look lame. And let's be honest here, the designs of the different monsters aren't exactly inspired. We have Rhyhorn with a brain injury, what man looked like when he crawled out of the sea, Hypno with gargoyle wings, a hairless pug demon, and last but not least, a blue Weedle that I named Bongzilla, for obvious reasons. Coming soon, can you beat Keitai Denjuu Telefang with just a Monstera? And instead of having capture devices for these creatures, you just get a certain percent chance to recruit them after you beat them in battle. And then they give you their phone number and they're yours. But one thing I do like about this game is that you get your health refilled by walking about after battle. So no smashing trips to the Pokemon Center, which is nice. The plot of this game seems to revolve around us going around helping different Telefang villages. And there's some guy who looks like Shido from Persona 5 that wants to make everyone curry and apparently he's evil or something. I got up to a battle in the second village where I died, and when you die in this game, it's game over. And I had not saved at all, and I lost the 5 hours I put into this game. And I would rather shove a cactus up my arse than replay the 5 hours of this shitload of fuck. Well, let's keep it rolling with the Game Boy Advance sequel.
Nani?
I'm still surprised, Blue Saint Slash. You seeing this? Looks like some sort of weird David Cronenberg disaster. Oh shit, he's charging up a special beam cannon.
That just might be the best intro to any game I've ever seen. They're truly visionaries at Natsume, aren't they? And this game starts with our protagonist for this game having a chat with a side character called Millie. And the translation patch I have for this game isn't exactly top notch. Case in point, Denjuu World, don't you want to know? Really, shut up. I am born Big Mouth.
I have a bad case of diarrhea.
Eat your heart out, Shakespeare. You're nothing compared to the majesty of Telefang 2. Then our protagonist and Millie on the way to meet someone bump into another main character, Yuffie, who really hates our character for some reason. He goes too far by saying, "I won't join a guy like you." Oh, Yuffie boy, those is fighting words. Take my dueling glove, you goddamn son of a whore! Then he tries to put the moves on Millie. You're just a regular little Casanova, aren't you, Yuffie? And then the gang heads off to the local park to talk to a strange man that lives in a tent. What are you doing, children? Run! And from what I can gather through the bad translations, the gang's fathers are missing in Denjuu World, so they head off into Denjuu World to get them back. And in this first town you can't leave because on one side of the town there's giant corn men blocking the path, and on the other side of town there's a small purple Sasquatch blocking you from leaving. But then I found the blue Sand Slash from the intro sequence, but he just told me I was no match and that was that. So I went around town and talked to literally every NPC I could, and then the purple Sasquatch that was with the blue Sand Slash was running around in the grass, so I talked to him and he told me to anger the Sand Slash. So I went back and talked to him again, and this time I angered him, and then he joined us on our Telefang adventure. And unlike the first Telefang game, you see the creatures roaming about on the overworld, and you battle them when you go near them. And I must say, I really do like the look of the battle screen. It looks quite nice, and it kind of reminds me of Golden Sun for whatever reason. But even though the battles have a new look, they operate in pretty much the same way as the original game. Except for the fact that you don't heal when walking about after battles in this game, and you have to go to the House of Change. And in here you have to hit return to heal your Telefang. The first time I did it, I didn't even know what had happened. But this is the translation's fault, not the game's fault. The creature designs in this one are just as weird as the first game. You have a flying frog with a blue wig, a thing that looks like it escaped from your mum's pants drawer, and my personal favourite, corn with dinosaur legs. I'll say it again. Corn with dinosaur legs. That's it, I'm done. I'm out. I'm dead. Goodbye, cruel world.
Oh.